Yes guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm doing a review of my Honda Civic EP2. It's a brutally honest video. I'm going to say with the good things, the bad things, and go over like what it's like for insurance for young drivers. It is an ideal young driver's car. If you watch the end of the video, you'll see why it's perfect for young drivers, why you should get one, why you shouldn't get one. Yeah, that's about it really. It's in this cosmic grey with the red accents, the anthracite grey, gunmetal grey type wheels, tints are on, obviously the red accents just go with the car. If you've not seen my walk around video, check that video out. That goes over everything in the car. Yeah, that's obviously when I get in the car and I'm driving, I'll talk about it more. But yeah, stay tuned and I'll see you in the car, guys. Yes, guys. So we're in the car now. I'll give you a proper overview of the car whilst driving. Shut the window. So yeah, so the car, obviously, as you know, is a Honda Civic EP2, 1.6 petrol, commonly known as Sport. It is a sporty car, but it's not really. It's not as quick. I wouldn't consider it a sport for the power it has. But yeah, so it's a 1.6 litre. They come out of factory at 108, 109 brake horsepower, 110 if you're lucky. I've had it dynoed at 120 brake horsepower, which is good considering it does feel 120 brake. Well, obviously a lot of people get lower figures, a lot of other people get higher figures. It all just depends on the dyno. Obviously they're not always 100% accurate. The dyno figures, they're not always 100% accurate. So we'll keep it as 108. Obviously if people ask us 120, but from factory 108, so we'll keep it as 108. So yeah, the car obviously it sounds awesome. Everyone just stares. They all just stare at me because obviously who wouldn't? Because if you hear a loud car like that, you're gonna think what an idiot. The car obviously it looks good. It looks like a Type R, which annoys a lot of people because it basically, like, obviously if someone tries racing me, which I don't race, but if someone did try racing me, they're obviously gonna beat me, and it's gonna look bad on the Type Rs because everyone thinks it's a Type R. So, oh yeah, I'll be a Type R, is that? But obviously, because they both look exactly the same, so it gives Type Rs a bad name. But it looks awesome, to get me. For what the car is, for your second car, it is awesome. Which obviously brings me on to my next point. For young drivers who are just passed or looking at insuring one of these for their first or second car, I would recommend it. I would highly recommend getting it for your first or second car. Obviously for your first car, insurance will be high, but like me, I've only got 1 year's no claims and I'm paying 1,400. My insurance drops. If I declare a modification, my insurance drops for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not complaining because I'm paying cheaper insurance. But yeah, so if you want that sporty looking car, which looks good, sounds good, it does the job, to get me. So like when you go to car meets and stuff, rather than going up in Corsas, Fiestas, you'd rather go in one of these. It's gonna make people look. It's gonna make people be like, you know what, that is nice. That is nice. A lot of people stare. A lot of people stare at these cars. They all low key like it, but they don't show it. But obviously, with Hondas, no one likes them until they either go in one or they start driving one. That's when everyone falls in love with them. Which obviously then brings me on to my next point. From the sound, obviously you're gonna think, oh, your miles per gallon are gonna be rubbish. You're right. I get like 27 miles per gallon. But obviously because I drive locally, like obviously I'm back in Blackburn now. I drive to work, which is about 3 miles from my house, and so 6 miles a day in local roads, which is not good. It's not good for my MPG. Obviously when I go motorway, my MPG will be much better. So obviously because I've only driven on motorway once, it might be good on MPG, but mine in particular, obviously at the moment in time, it's not the best in MPG. But obviously you've got to have deep pockets to drive a car like this, especially with the sound. Obviously with the exhaust and modification stuff like that, you're gonna want to put your foot down. So it's gonna cost you more, if you get what I mean. I fuel up about I'd say about 60 quid, which should last me a week. It lasts me about 4 days. Not because of the way I drive, I think it's because of the modifications. Yeah, because of the modifications. But yeah, there are negative points to every car. Like I said in my things I don't like about this car, the gearbox is not the best. There's a common fault in this car. I think it's the input shaft bearing that goes on these, which is not a cheap job to do. Do you get me? But if you've got the money for it, obviously it's like £200-400, which is not the worst. You get me? I've heard people spend thousands. It's not the worst, but obviously because it's a common fault, it's gonna happen again. Which obviously it links to the clutch release bearing. On these cars, they're rubbish. The clutch is rubbish on these cars. I'm sure it's the same in Type R's as well. That they quite commonly, it's a quite common fault. They obviously start going easily. So even then, a clutch is not a cheap job. That you're looking at about £500 to repair. But they're not obviously as common as the gearboxes. So yeah, they're not as bad. Obviously, like I said, not enough power in this car. 108 brake horsepower. For a car that sounds and looks like it's at least about 200. Obviously there's not enough power, because obviously it's my second one. I'm starting to get bored of these cars, obviously, so future plans wise I've not got much planned. I might just start taking parts off it again, because I'm bored of this car. I'm actually bored of this car. It's obviously my daily, but I know why I sold my blue one. Obviously once you jump back in these cars, it's like, wow, I've missed this car, this, that. But when you're driving it every day for like 20-30 minutes, doing long journeys, like I go to Leeds, hour and a half, and it's like, these cars are so boring. It's like, even like on motorway, because the car's loud, you just see a rump, you see a loud like vibrations in your rear. And obviously if you're going a long journey, you want it to be peaceful, and like you want to enjoy the journey. And like even now, like the car's spinning out, it spins out for fun. Obviously I've got budget tyres on them. Coppers there, not my best mates. I've got budget tyres on these, which they do the job, but if I could obviously change, I'd get the PS4s. But obviously for the power the car gives, I don't need them wheels, because the car's not got enough powers for it. Another negative point about this car is obviously these seats look awesome. The car looks awesome now because I've done it. But if you look at the standard parts, if you search Honda Civic EP2 on Auto Trade or something, so just one Auto Trade and search Honda Civic Sport 1.6 and look what comes up. I'll put pictures up anyways. But the seats, they're so like low and uncomfy. The standard spoiler is too small. It's not even a spoiler, it's like a little lip. The wheels, don't even get me started on them. They're the worst. Obviously I've had to change them all over, but I've gone for the OEM look. So OEM is basically like the manufacturer. So Honda have made other parts for other cars which can fit on some cars, if you get what I mean. So they fit on my car, so I've put them on, which gives you obviously that better look. So obviously in my case, I've put Type R parts on my EP2 Sport, which obviously, don't get me wrong, a lot of people hate. I've obviously I've lettered the sides go with Type R. Ooh, nice RS3 that. I've lettered the side skirts with Type R, which people hate. Obviously, everyone does it. They put the bumpers, alloys, the seats in, but a lot of people don't like putting the lettering. I only do it to annoy people, because that's what I do best. I just annoy people. Like even the EP2 groups, EP3 groups, a lot of people get triggered by it, Like, why have you done this? Why have you done that? And it just obviously it tricks a lot of people. It's funny. It gets your car more known, if you get what I mean. So people will like want to take, like, oh yeah, type what? And there's a silver sport right there. If I can catch up to him, because I'm at red light, I might have a little rev off with him. He's a stock though. But yeah, like the exhausts on these, the stock ones, they're awesome. They don't give much sound, but they look good. You get me? That's what this car is. It's just there for looks. Obviously, young drivers, they want to look good. They want to show off in front of their mates and stuff like that. This car is perfect for it. I'll be honest, it's perfect for it. The 0 to 60 in this car, it was, what was it? It was 9.45. No, 9.45 seconds, which is, I've heard. One of my mates. See, every time I film a video, I see someone and I have to rev my car. I even got a message from one of my mates saying, "Why do you rev your car in every video?" But yeah, it's just my I don't know if it's the right term to use, but my mating call. So if I see someone I know, it's letting them know that I'm there. Do you get me? Like, rather than horning, obviously I did horn there, but I prefer my exhaust sound. Obviously the horn sounds rubbish, as you've heard there. It sounds rubbish. So obviously I like to give it a few revs, just to let people know I'm there. Which it gives a lot of stares, and what can you do, eh? The next point is the car is very spacious, which is a good thing because it's very practical. You can use it as a family car. So obviously I know a lot of youngsters nowadays get the car straight to Manchester, Winslow Road, go to Bradford, Leeds Road. You're out and about, you get me, you go on road trips and stuff like that. And obviously with these Fiestas, Corsas, stuff like that, we're approaching a bridge. I have to do it. I have to do it. 3, 2, 1. But yeah, so the car is very spacious. So the boot space is huge. I've got a subwoofer in there, a big one, and you can still fit a lot of shopping in it, because I do a lot of shopping. You know what, I'll give you a good example of how practical this car is. I go to Leeds, so I'm always packing my stuff up. When I had my Polo and I went to Leeds, when I had my Yaris when I went to Leeds, I had to take my mum's car with me. My mum's got a BMW X5. Majority of the stuff would go in her car. Legit, the only reason I take my car was so I can commute from there and back. Other than that, I'd have to take my mum's car. But in this one, this Honda Civic, same with my blue one when I had it, I could fit 4 suitcases in. I could fit all my car parts in. I could put all my car parts in. Obviously not all at once, but a lot of things you could put in together. Like, I could put all my car parts in. Like, these seats are huge. I bought 4 of these seats in this car back from Bradford. I bought the door cards back. I bought the spoiler back, my Mugen spoiler, the huge one. And like stuff like that is huge. Sorry for swearing. And it fits in. So obviously, like I was saying, for you youngsters that are going to be going Winslow Road, Leeds Road, for Eid and stuff like that, you don't need to hire a 3 series and all that. You can literally just take this. All your boys will fit in. Enough space for all of you. You can put a nice sound system in the boot, which you've got good music then. It's comfy, so you're not going to be like moving about. These seats hug you anyway, so you don't have to worry about girls hugging you. Yeah, so the car is very spacious, very practical, and by practical I mean like cup holders as well. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I've got 2 in the back. I've got about 6 cup holders, which for a car that's used for like racing and stuff like that, it is awesome. It is awesome for a car that's used for like not being practical. You can literally use it as a family car. Like when I did my KFC mukbang, I had 2 drinks. I've got more than enough cup holders. I know people that do it in like other cars and there's no cup holders, so they're holding it. It was like that in my Civic. I think there's only 1 cup holder. There's 3 cup holders actually, but 2 very small ones. 2 very small ones. So it's like you can't even put yogurt in there. So it's like, what's the point? So you've literally got 1 or 2 cup holders, which is not ideal for a car that you want to be using as a practical car. So yeah, let's go back to negative points. The owners. Honda owners are the worst. So every Honda owner that you see will try racing you. No matter what Honda they're driving, they will try race you. If they're not racing you, they'll be revving. They'll be revving at you, stuff like that. They just make noise basically. But yeah, and like, it's like even the Honda Civic groups, the owners, not many people in the groups have a good thing to say. So for example, if I put a post up saying, how do I do this, there's always going to be a handful of people that are going to be like, oh yeah, don't do that, don't do this, that's rubbish, this is that, this is this. And it's like, look, it's my car, I want to do what I want to do to it. Anyone done it? And then people will just start slating you, and then you'll get made into like a meme on the Honda groups, and that's why it's best to say nothing. There's a handful of people that help out. I don't want to name anyone because obviously people will start complaining, like, oh, why did not mention my name, why did not mention my name. You know who you are. But obviously, like I said, the Honda Civic Type R groups, they're the worst ones. There's always something kicking off in that group every day. Something little will be kicking off. Yeah, so I don't know what else to say really. I've gone over everything. I'll put some pictures up, I'll put some clips up like I normally do of exhaust clips and stuff like that. You know what, let's give that, I'm near that bridge again, so we'll go under it again. Yeah, so fuel wise 60 quid, which is not too bad obviously. And I know a lot of youngsters obviously, because the amount of money, can't get jobs nowadays. I hope you've not heard that, because obviously, because a lot of people nowadays, because that's college, uni, can't really get a job anywhere, so they work in takeaways and stuff like that. So obviously they're making 30 quid a night and stuff like that. And ooh, very nice, very nice. So they're making about 30-40 quid a night, which it's not enough to run these cars. But I think if you save up a bit for a few months and stuff like that, it is very affordable. Like me, I picked this car up for I think all in, including modification and stuff, about £900. Obviously, like, I've done the stereo upgrade, I've put all the parts on. So I put obviously like the stereo upgrade, I've done all like the little bits just to make it up to my standard. Like the induction kit, it's so red as well, so it all like matches, which obviously I like because personal preference really, you get me. Like many people don't like the kit because it stands out too much, and I don't really care, do you get me? It's my car. Obviously that's what I'm trying to portray a message, like it's your car, forget what people think. Forget what people think. You enjoy your car, build it how you want to do it. It's just when, you know, when people start like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then they don't do it, and it's like, so what was the point hyping it? I've realised that because I know a lot of Honda owners do it. Like, oh, I'm gonna get this engine in, I'm gonna get this turbo, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get this, and it's like after about 3 weeks they get bored of the car, and it's like, I'm selling it. Well, what's happened? I can't afford to run the car. Obviously, this is not EP2, this is just in general. I can't afford to run the car. Right? I'm ragging it too much, fuel's costing me too much, modifications are too much. That's the thing with this car, modifications are very easy to get. Like, someone's always breaking it. If you're after some parts for this car and you can't find some, let me know. Drop me a message. I'll guide you in the right way. Like, I know people that break parts, break cars, And I can get you like good deals on them as well. I obviously filmed this video before, but the footage got corrupted. I filmed in Leeds. That's not as good as this one. Obviously, it's not a good video, but you get what I mean, innit? That was just, I didn't know what to say in that video, so I've obviously made notes. Got notes here. Yeah, so it's like even like working on this car, like it's easy. I've never worked on a car before until I started owning these. People have told me that, oh, it's easy to fit these parts, fit them parts. So I give it a try and it worked out. So like, you know what? Let's do something else. So it's like, now I can take bumpers off, I can take seats out, I can put door cards in, I can change my stereo. But I can't fit a sub yet. It's not hard, but it's just I wouldn't risk it with all the wiring and stuff. Just because I don't want to blow a fuse or something. Engine work I won't do. Exhaust work I can do it, but obviously if you get the exhaust and stuff like that, I'll happily help you fit it. I've got a unit. My dad's a mechanic. He's got his own unit, so we can literally just do it there. Book it in for a few days, and yeah. To be honest, that's all I've got to say really. Overall opinion of this car, I would recommend it. It's more for, I'd say, 18-year-olds to 23-year-olds, mainly because insurance purposes, because we can't insure type R's and stuff like that. So that's the only reason I'd say that I'd recommend these cars. They're more for young drivers, if you get what I mean. First car, I wouldn't recommend it unless you can afford to insure it. Your insurance will be about 2.5–3 grand. Second car, definitely, easily is insurable. As long as you don't drive like an idiot in your first year, build your no claims up. Even this car, it's a good car to learn in, because it's 1.6 litre, 108 brake horsepower. It's not fast enough that you're gonna kill yourself, if you get what I mean. Like, you're not gonna kill yourself if you understand. But yeah, these cars, I would recommend it. I would. Compared to like, if you've seen Sid's review on his Suzuki Swift, like even that car, until I signed that, I didn't like it. Until you drive these cars, that's when you realise that these cars they're good. You get me? But over Sid's, if I had to choose between this or Sid's car, 100% this. 100% this. When they put traffic lights here, I've been gone for too long. Yeah, but it's like, you need to ask yourself the question, would you rather drive one of these that look this good, feel this good, or would you rather just drive a Polo, Corsa, stuff like that? Obviously the Polo Corsas are not as fast as this. I think they're about 80–90 brake, even that if you're lucky. Like this 108 brake horsepower, you're not gonna kill yourself basically. That's what I'm gonna say. For a young driver, it's perfect. Is he in? Is he in? Got a Logie. But yeah, for a young driver, this car's perfect. Up to the age of 23. After 23, what are you doing? Obviously, if you've never driven until about 23, because that's the way things are looking right now, due to COVID and stuff, then feel free. But obviously, after your second, third car, get something nicer. Because I was looking at Polo GTIs, Golf GTIs, which I still can't insure. I can insure a Polo GTI, but it's just the fact that I'm saving up for a few other things. Oops, sorry about that. I'm saving up for a few other things, which will all be revealed very soon. I've got a project car which I've filmed the video for. That'll be out soon. No, let's just wait here. Yeah, that's all I've got to say really. I'll put some clips in, like I said, some pictures, and that's what I've got to say really. Right, take it easy guys, and I'll see you in the next one.